What if everything you have been told is a lie? What if the world we live in today is just an inheritance built on the ruins of a lost giant? Before we start this journey into the shadows, I want to know, where are you watching from? Write your city in the comments. And if you are ready for the truth, please like this video and subscribe. It helps us uncover what they want to hide. Our story begins on a strange day, May 19th, 1780. In North America, the sky suddenly turned pitch black. At 12 p.m., midday became midnight. This wasn't just a cloudy day. It was so dark that people couldn't see their own hands. Candles were lit at noon. Animals went to sleep. The Connecticut legislature had to stop meeting because they couldn't see each other across the room. The official history says it was just smoke from forest fires. But does that explanation make sense? Smoke from a fire is local, but this darkness was reported across hundreds of miles. Smoke smells, but many witnesses said the air felt different and heavy. Why did the sky turn a strange brass color at the edges? This was not just a fire. This was the atmospheric signature of a world ending. At this exact time in history, something else happened. A massive empire began to disappear from global maps. Its name was Tartaria. If you look at maps from the 1600s and 1700s, Tartaria is everywhere. It covered almost all of North and Central Asia. It was a giant civilization with its own flag, its own leaders, and its own culture. But look at maps from after 1820. Tartaria is gone. It was replaced by the Russian Empire, the Qing dynasty, and other smaller nations. How do you erase a whole empire from history? Historians say Tartaria was just a general name for the region, but map makers back then were very careful. They didn't just put names on maps for no reason. Why was this name systematically deleted from every encyclopedia and textbook? Why did multiple world powers agree to rewrite the history of this land at the same time? Maybe it's because Tartaria wasn't just a region. Maybe it was a global power that had to be forgotten. Now, look around your own city. Have you seen those old, grand stone buildings? Huge domes, perfect stone columns, and statues that look impossible to carve. We're told these were built in the 1800s. But think about the technology of that time. People moved with horses and carriages. They had simple saws and hammers. Yet they claim to have built massive palaces in cities like Chicago or San Francisco in just 1 or 2 years. There are almost no real photos of these buildings being constructed from the ground up. Most photos show them already finished, sitting in the middle of muddy, unpaved streets. Look at the windows. Many old buildings have windows that are half buried in the ground. Why would an architect build a window into the dirt? They call them light wells, but they look like the bottom floor of a much older building that was buried by a massive flood of mud. We didn't build these cities. We found them. We cleaned them up, put our names on them, and pretended they were ours from the start. The years between 1780 and 1850 were filled with chaos. Not just the dark day, but strange weather everywhere. In 1783, a dry fog covered Europe. The sun looked like a ghost. Crops failed, and millions of people starved. History tells us these were separate volcanic eruptions or fires. But what if they were all part of one global disaster, a cataclysm so big it destroyed the infrastructure of Tartaria? The dark day was the beginning of the end. When the smoke cleared, the world was empty. The survivors became the new leaders. They took over the empty stone cities. They redrew the maps. They created a new story of progress to hide the truth of what came before us. The stones do not lie. The grand architecture is still here, waiting for us to ask the right questions. We are walking through an inherited world. History is not a record of what happened. It is a story they want us to believe. The truth is buried under our feet and hidden in plain sight. If you have seen these half-buried buildings or strange anomalies in your city, share your story in the comments below. Let's keep digging. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. The investigation into our real past is just beginning.